Hi, Rod here from Websites with Purpose. Just a real quick overview of the Joomla dashboard. A lot of you will be used to using Joomla3. This is the dashboard for Joomla4, and straight away you'll see there's a few changes. This is the screen you see when you first log in. First thing you'll notice is your menus aren't up the top anymore. They're down the side. Those menus are still pretty much the same structure as before, with one possible important change is your site modules are now under content, which is a much more logical place for them to be. Over here, though, we have our on the dashboard itself is where most of your activity will be in a typical site. Most users, for example, would only ever use probably the top three buttons here. That is your users. So you edit a user's permissions or password, or disallow a user. You can add new users, and these you've also all got the main button and then the plus on the side. That's where you add new articles. That's the content for your pages. You can get a list of those, or you can click on the plus to add a new article. Same with categories. Media is where you manage your images stored on the site. Modules is your managing the modules. That's the content that you put in any of the positions around the main content, and plugins. But as I said, the top three is probably all most users would have, unless it's an e-commerce site or a booking site, in which case we'd add a few new buttons, and I'll show you that in a moment. The system panel over here, this is where you've got your global check-in. That's where if somebody's exited from an article without saving it properly, and it's lock editing, you can just click on here to clear that. Clear the site cache if latest changes are not showing up on the front end. And global configuration, which is things like the system email and things like that. Notifications. So when you log in, you'll be able to, at a quick glance, you see, is there anything I need to update in here? Up to date. Our backups are up to date, but we've got three extensions that need to be updated here. We've got another panel here for logged in users, so you can see who's in the site at the moment. And across here, we've got popular articles. This is turned off at the moment on this site because it's a development site. Once the site goes live, then I turn on the ability to count hits, and that will then tell me how many people are clicking on each article. Down here, we've got the ability to modify. So as I said before, if you've got a e-commerce site, you might want to link up here to go directly to manage orders, to order add products. In this case, I've added a backup button. That way, when the user logs in, they're reminded, hey, we better do a backup before we make any changes that might affect the site. You can also remove things, like we can remove whole panels here. If you don't care who's logged into the site, you want to declutter your desktop, simply click on here, unpublish, and it's gone. And you'll see the popular articles moved over, just balance the page. And that is the very basics of the Joomla4 dashboard. Very simple to use, and great thing for improving workflow on modern Joomla websites.